We are in a situation that is absolutely unique. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. We are seeing possibly the end of the tunnel of the pandemic, and we see the shaping, hopefully, of a new normal. But this is also the first time we are taking a break from 18, quite frankly, devastating months, for a number of reasons. But this apparently also has another effect on people, on us, on the people that work. The fact that because we are able to take a break for once and see the light at the end of the tunnel, we're having a sort of adrenaline drop. Simplifying, but because we're taking a break, we're able to look at everything that happened. We're able to consider the pressure, the stress that all these changes and all these strategies have had on us. We are now considering and feeling how heavy it all has been. And that is causing a massive change of perspective. I'm talking worldwide, so yes, this might be happening to you and to people in your company as well. Main result? A Microsoft study has shown that about 41% of people are ready to quit right now, immediately. Why? Well, at least 3 reasons. The first one is that companies are rushing everyone in. They want to have people come back to the office much more quickly than people are comfortable coming back. They want people to work more time in the office versus what other people want, which is work from home, preserve the work-life balance that they have built, preserve the privacy, the control over their time. And there is a clear strain here at this very point. Secondly, connected to the point that I was making before about taking a break and looking at how things have been, apparently we are at a sort of collective burnout. Now, burnout is not a term that should be taken lightly, especially by someone who does not have a degree in psychology, that is not a trained medical doctor, and so on. I'm fully aware of that. This is why I'm referring to studies that I have looked at and that define burnout as a general sense of feeling even tired before you start your day, your workday. Secondly, a sense of distance, of detachment from your job and people that work with you. A sort of feeling of disengagement, very real at this point. And third, a resulting sense of decrease in efficiency and productivity. Now, these 3 elements, when they are all present together, apparently research shows that that's when you can consider it a burnout. And it's very, very likely that the situation we're in is driving people towards that area. And then there is a third phenomenon that is playing a massive role here. The fact that, counterintuitively, leaders and middle managers have it a lot better than before. Surveys show that they're earning more money, they have more time off, they have even better connections than what they had before, so they're having a great time, apparently according to the survey, which is also coming from Microsoft and PwC if you want to see the references. But the main result is the fact that if bottom line employees are struggling with this feeling of pressure, this feeling of being forced to do something that they don't want anymore and that doesn't reflect their values anymore, i.e. going back to the office, and their direct managers on the other side have it great, well, of course there is going to be a disengagement between the two areas that need to work together the most. So what to do? Well, first of all, leaders need to step in heavily. There is a massive need for a wake-up call for middle managers, team leaders to reconnect to their team, to talk, to communicate, to regain their trust. In order to do that, C-level needs to understand, needs to allocate funds, needs to make sure that people are trained in this and needs to see their point. Not only of managers, but also of people that simply don't want to get back in the office. Third, HR needs to step in to work with managers and give them the content and develop this. And the main content I can think of is relevant right now is make sure that people know how to gain each other's trust. One of my favorite pieces of work is a research by Paul Jacek and his team that looked at the difference between a high trust company and a low trust company. I've spoken about this at length before. And what you see is that in companies with a high trust, well, you have a number of indicators, but you have much less stress, much less, a lot less sick days. Sorry about that. And you have a much reduced risk of burnout. This is exactly the area we want to work on. This is exactly what we need to do to safeguard the mental health of people. And I know I'm talking about terminology that is slightly out of my league, so take it with a pinch of salt. But if we have to have any certainty, and right now certainty is what we don't have, let's look at what studies say. Let's look at what research says. And from what I have seen, the research I've done, trust is the way to go. Work on trust, enable people to gain each other's trust ethically, and see the result happening. That's the step one to enabling dialogue. And later on, we can talk about building a hybrid model, which one we want to develop, which one we want to have, but the human aspect needs to be fixed right now. Do you recognize actually any of those points in your company, in your team, in what you're dealing with on a daily basis? In the conversations that you overhear around you? What are you doing about it? What is your company doing about it? Is it working? Let me know. I'm also curious about seeing what is actually happening and what is being tried around in the real world. Stay safe, thank you, and talk soon.